Welcome, party people, to the Refuge Report. As always, we want to thank our one and only sponsor, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, the one and true Messiah who gave us life in our lungs today, which is super awesome. Shout out to Refuge Medical, the best dang first aid kit TACMed organization group of nerds that you've ever had the blessing to be encountered with. With that today, the Refuge Report is going to be chock full of a bunch of fun information. Don't worry, none of it's scary. All of it is just an opportunity for us to be more prepared to the world as it descends into absolute... It's a bit of a dumpster fire, but that's okay. That's okay because
it's more than a dumpster fire.
Not.
Let's be honest here.
Hey,
it's so bad today.
But you know what? We have some awesome, good stories to share as well.
TJ says we are crackling.
We're crackling.
Are we crackling?
Crackle, 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 crackle. Can you hear me? Crackly up here.
Yeah,
yep, crackly. Hold on, people.
All
we have a mic issue.
I'm just...
Bad audio.
Please let us know if this is any better.
Is this better? Can you hear me now, Dad?
Oh no, crackling audio. Why?
I'm gonna turn my mic on and off.
Anyone hear us now?
Crackle, crackle. Hello?
That's right, Striker Creed. That's right.
Yeah, it's popping live.
Yeah, it's popping. All right, you know what? You put you on, I'll turn me off. Maybe we're like interfering.
Maybe we're interfering. Can you hear me now? Better? Fixed? Nice. I did it. I got it. Way better. Hey, okay, so take two.
I would just like to say our intro flow was spot on today.
If it wasn't for that crackly audio, you guys would have thought that we did this for a job, okay? I'm just going to say. Anyways, welcome to the Refuge Report. This is an opportunity where we get to sit down and discuss the current haps in the world and see what we can do to be more prepared, more aware, and what we can control, what we can't control. So some of these stories may seem negative. That's not the point of this show. This point is to build awareness so we can be better prepared for the current times, as well as we'll have some positive stories at the end to, just uplift our spirit. So that way we're not just focusing on the negative, like negative Nancy's. Because I don't know who Nancy is and why she's so negative, but somebody should read the Gospel of John to her so that way she has an uplifting spirit. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Liberty, get out of here.
Liberty, liberty, liberty. Liberty, liberty, liberty. So shout out to everybody in the chat here. Hemi, how you doing? Frank, how you doing? Jacqueline, Spitfire's here. Sean's here. The one and only Oso Independiente is here. Everybody, we love you. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out. Hit that like button. The YouTube overlords that control this channel despise us. They absolutely hate the fact that we tell the truth. That's okay. We love them. So joke's on them. You played yourself. But go ahead and hit that like button. Share this stream to somebody who doesn't know what's happening so that way they can be told the truth. And we'll dive right into it. We're going to start in domestic news right now. A lot of domestic news right now. We have a little bit of international, but we are going to start in the domestic. We're going to go over to the Pentagon because we love them. They're great, and it totally wasn't a missile. Never mind. Moving on. The Pentagon is now funding lab-grown meat in a new initiative. One contract will fund research for novel cell culture methods and military rations. Great. The DoD initiative would involve feeding U.S. troops lab-grown meat as part of its campaign to stem global climate change, according to a watchdog group that has recently drawn attention to the initiative. BioMade, a lab-grown meat manufacturer which is sponsored and funded by the U.S. Department of Defense, which we pay too much in taxes, obviously, touted its record of innovation in announcing a federal funds budget ceiling increased to $500 million to assist in implementing the plan, according to a March 7th release. BioMade's research and development is already yielding significant progress in biomanufactured proteins, chemicals, fabrics, rubber, and more. Sounds good. Together with the DoD, BioMade is interested in accelerating technology development related to mitigating the causes and consequences of global climate change. No one look into how good cows are for the environment when rotated properly. Nobody look into that.
I saw a headline yesterday that said something like, turns out we are cooling the planet too much while we're warming it, or something like that. I was like, what?
They don't know. They're making it up as they go. What you got, Ren?
Oh, the cows, man. The cows keep farting.
The cow farts are real.
Yes, and they're making the frogs gay.
That's
This is a scientific fact, Bob. They are making the frogs gay, guys. Okay?
Make your eyes a little
Alex
crazier.
Jones was right the whole time. Okay.
Atrazine's real. It's okay.
At the same time.
At the same time. Fix it, Lauren.
I mean, it actually still looks really good on camera.
Guys,
Okay.
chickens are flammable, okay? Run away from your chickens. They're
Chicken-
exploding.
Chickens are catching fire everywhere, but they're only catching fire in the free-range facilities, so it has to be due to them being able to move. All right, a document outlining Biomade's proposal details its plan to grow food using novel cell culture methods suitable for the production of cultivated meat/protein, and toward the production of nutrient-dense military rations via fermentation processes. Gosh. The Pentagon did not respond to questions about the contract. I'm surprised. Jack Hubbard, executive director for the Center of Environment and Welfare, expressed concerns after reviewing the documents. Should U.S. soldiers really be served as guinea pigs or lab rats for an experimental new lab-grown product in which there aren't any at all long-term studies and the public doesn't know the ingredients? Mr. Hubbard told the Epoch Times. Why are we using American tax dollars to feed our troops a product most people wouldn't give their own children? It's a great question that Mr. Hubbard raises. I'll let you pontificate as to why we are doing that, why the DoD is supporting such things. Make sure to remember that each of you has a no muscle. Get really good at flexing it. Do not eat the bugs because the bugs are not the food. No, this is a great time to really look at how can you and the people around you be better prepared in sustainable agriculture. A friend on the internet once told me that the best way to store food is on the hoof. That is always true. That will continue to ring true. Reach out to your local farmers, support the local farmers, cut out the middleman, get a good butcher, and stop playing into this big system because it's a bunch of nonsense. You can absolutely buy cows from beef farmers. They sell them all the time. Ask me how I know. And they would actually love to skip out all the extra processes because it's a bunch of headache to them. Get a good butcher, take the cow to butcher, good to go. What you got, Lou?
You know, it's interesting. Obviously I can't print out every story I find. There's so many.
There's so many great stories.
So many great, uplifting, not fearful or awful or horrible stories. But one was interesting. They're lowering their standards now for the military. You know, in the Navy, you have to do your performance.
We're going to talk about it.
Oh, I printed it?
It's right here.
My gosh. Never mind. I printed it. I was thinking about them having to eat the fake meat, and now they also don't have to be in shape. So
that's a great thing. So next on the board, the U.S. Navy takes more forgiving approach for sailors who fail the fitness tests. Sailors who fail 2 consecutive fitness tests will no longer automatically face separation from the Navy. The U.S. Navy has eased back on punishment for sailors who fail physical fitness tests, no longer automatically condemning the service members who fail 2 consecutive fitness tests. Performance on the Navy's physical fitness assessment, the PFA, can determine whether a sailor is able to advance in rank or even remain in the sea service. Until recently, sailors who received a failing grade on their PFA would get a negative mark on their overall performance evaluations. That makes sense.
Because they failed.
Because they failed. Because that's what failure is. Recommending against their promotion. The old policy would also meant sailors who failed a 2nd consecutive PFA would no longer qualify for re-enlistment or retention and face separation from the service, which makes sense because it's a fighting force. Because you want a fighting force to be physically capable, which makes sense. In the new policy statement this week, the Navy announced it eased back its punishments for sailors who failed their physical fitness tests. The new policy states that there is no mandated reporting mark when a sailor fails his or her first tests, though officers and enlisted sailors who fail their first fitness test in a cycle will still be ineligible to advance in rank or negotiate regarding which billet assignments they receive. In cases where sailors rack up 2 consecutive failed PFAs, the new policy states those sailors are not mandated to receive minimal marks or trait grades, nor are their performance evaluations to be automatically marked with significant problems or retention not recommended. The new policy instead states that eligibility for enlisted members will be at the discretion of the commanding officer, and if retention or reenlistment eligibility is removed, the commanding officer may submit a special evaluation report to restore eligibility. The sailors conducting physical evaluations are also encouraged to note a sailor's progress or lack of progress on the PFA even when the sailor fails a fitness test. That's not progress. Guys, you gotta have standards. You gotta have standards. Blackwater's first large contract was teaching sailors how to shoot small boats from ships. Who would have thought that they didn't already know that? Right. Yeah, absolutely. Remember, guys, the government minimum standard is just that. It is the minimum standard. So we're decreasing the expectation that we have of our enlisted members. We're starting the process of giving them fake meat. One would wonder, and I mean, maybe I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist. It's definitely been said before. One would wonder, are they trying to make our armed forces weaker?
I mean, I saw a pride post from the U.S. Army this week.
This week, the DOD, Pride Matters.
I mean.
So that's great information. Remember, you are your first responder. You are your own self-defense. You're going to be at 100% of your own emergencies. Be capable, be competent, and know how to defend yourself, your own civil liberties, your own property. And work together. Small communities banded together. That's what founded this country. That's what created the great culture that we all are nostalgic about. And that's what I believe will be resilient enough to allow us to, expel off any evil force trying to do evil to us if it be his will. NSW celebrated Pride Month. WTF. Yeah, it's not great. Gosh. Humility actually used to be one of the founding principles of that organization. So, but that's okay. That's all right. It's fine.
Could you imagine if, the people who are supposed to be our epic goons actually did Goon Month instead of Pride Month?
Yeah, could you imagine if NSW did Goon Month? That'd be so sick. They just, drop in on little birds, just, rolling around on 800 horsepower speedboats, just 240s going off. Oh, man, that'd be so cool. You missed a great marketing opportunity. You guys complain about re-enlistment numbers, and then you post stuff like that. Come on, at least have the common.
Read the room.
Read the room. Read the room, DOD. Crazy kids. Somebody get those guys a new marketing director. But not our marketing director, because she's very good, and we're keeping her. Anyways, moving on to our next story here. This is coming in from the USDA. The USDA rules leave yours. One more time. USDA rules leave U.S. organics disadvantaged against imports, alleges a watchdog. U.S. foreign certification of organic food continues to raise problems for U.S. farmers and consumers. That's weird. Why do they put U.S. in the USDA?
You want to know? They're doing this because they can import y'all can't see me, but yes, organic.
They can import organic foods.
And they have way less standards.
Absolutely. Arguably, some of the food is not even food. They've been finding plastic blueberries. They've been finding.
I saw that video.
They've been finding plastic avocados that seem to be real food, but are they 3D printed? That's really the question that a lot of people are starting to raise.
Who didn't notice? Who's not observant enough? They were like, man, this blueberry is really chewy.
Well, so here's the thing. If you're giving the blueberries to your 2-year-old or your 4-year-old, the 4-year-old's not noticing. They eat Legos. And you want to know what we don't want? Them eating Legos, because Legos aren't food. Come on, guys. Continuing on, a Wisconsin-based organic industry watchdog group warns that the United States Department of Agriculture rules are leaving American farmers at a major disadvantage compared to imported foods that can claim organic status with less oversight and fewer requirements. The group has requested that the U.S. Inspector General conduct a formal investigation into correct implementations of organic food regulations. The group, Organic Eye, has accused the USDA of betraying its commitment and the legal requirement that all organic food come from independently certified and inspected farms. The result, it's cheaper imports that have less oversight that can outprice American-grown produce. Organic Eye says this is due to five key factors. The first is, under U.S. federal law and congressional mandate, organic farms are subject to an annual inspection of their operations. This includes, but is not limited to, the examination of the growing and harvesting processes, handling and packaging management of the produce, and inspection of the farm's facilities, which foreign entities will be able to bypass in completion without being held to any of those standards or inspections. Number two, the National Organic Standards Board adopted recommendations for the certification of grower groups in 2002. These group certifications are primarily intended for imported crops such as coffee, tea, spices, cocoa, and tropical fruit that isn't produced in the U.S. Annually, only around 2% of all farms consolidated under a grower group's umbrella are inspected. Only 2% are actually inspected by the independent entity. Mark Castle, Executive Director of Organic Eye, told the Epoch Times in an interview, "This allows for imported produce to carry the organic label and fill supermarket shelves without ever having been subject to the rigorous monitoring that U.S.-grown produce is subjected to." Number three, umbrella certifiers, such as French-based EcoCert, manage and market uniformed small-scale farms or family units in developing countries. EcoCert USA operates as a for-profit organization overseeing agribusiness clients in more than 130 countries, employing more than 800 organic experts, and servicing upwards of 65,000 clients. Certifiers can come from within the organization's grower groups, which therefore removes the independent outside control. What is this? This is a monopoly forming right here in front of our face. Number four, it appears that these grower groups are not linked by location, community, or cooperative, and instead constitute nothing more than a list of suppliers to a specific processor or marketer. Consequently, the initial idea of supporting small family units and farming communities in developing nations has taken a back seat, which was in turn the focus since the beginning of the conception. Instead of community elders acting as liaisons in the group certification process, we have agribusiness employees conducting up to 98% of inspections. These buyers of these commodities have an economic interest and are anything but independent, and they are certainly not an accredited certification agency as is required by law. Rules for thee, not for me. These points stand in distinct contrast of the regulations the United States organic farmers must adhere to on their home turf. According to Mr. Castro, organic produce reaches the U.S. market below production costs for American organic growers. This leads to a die-off of American organic farms, which is detrimental given the fact that the demand for organic food continues to rise in the United States because people are seeking to move away from highly processed, highly chemicalized, highly industrialized food. According to the Organic Trade Association, organic food sales broke a record of $60 billion in 2022. Nevertheless, organic farm acreage was still less than 1% of U.S. farmland. Retail has shifted, and big stores, right, such as conventional supermarkets, club stores, and supermarkets, gain shares now from the organic food market. This leads away from local and domestically grown produce, causing a move toward large international companies dominating the organic food market, which was the complete antithesis of the entire focus from the beginning. So, the USDA is continuing to make it harder for the local, small, organic farmer. You want to see my surprise face?
So, how much money should we bet that, you know how like every store is coming out with their own brand of organic,
yep.
right? Walmart has the Great Value.
That's what they're working
brand.
with. They're working with EcoCert.
We're doing, even Harps has their own. It's Circle,
yep.
right? They all have their own. It's like the little guy's gonna be out.
Yep.
It's going to be the Amazon of organic.
Yes, that is exactly what it is. And so you're seeing a large monopoly, a large corporation that's dominating the certification process, which is EcoCert, right? And they're now just picking on behalf of these supermarkets whatever works for their, their procurement department, their inventory department. It's like, oh, we need blueberries. Let's put that's organic. And they're not doing any of the regulatory processes that they're holding American citizens to. Remember, they'll come into an American farm and they're going to look at your planting, your harvesting, your packaging, your managing, all of that. And that's just because we don't want it grown here. They don't want America to be growing food. They don't want us to be self-sustainable. They don't want strong cultural and community farms. They don't want that. They want it all managed in different third world countries where they can pay people next to nothing, right? While raking in the same cost. They're charging the same amounts, and that's all just extra profit on their bottom line. One could argue it's slavery with extra steps.
I have a really outrageous, just an idea.
What's an outrageous idea?
We all grow our own food.
What? No,
Yeah.
we could. I don't even know how to grow a tomato.
Well, you gotta learn, okay? Let me tell you.
I don't eat tomatoes. Joke's on you, right? You grow tomatoes, I'll raise sheep. How about that?
That's how it needs to be.
I'll trade you sheep for tomatoes. Boom! Nice. Whoa. Did we just
barter?
barter?
What?
Did we just become best friends? Oh my gosh. Grow your own, folks. Best you can get. What you got, where you're at. Absolutely, sober party. Absolutely.
TJ, technically water is inorganic, doesn't contain carbon. #science.
Science. Inorganic water. Dude.
Don't even get
somebody
started.
Nobody tell them. Nobody tell them they can sell organic water if they put carbon in it. All of a sudden, we're going to start drinking weird carbonated water that's organic.
All right, if you want the Refuge water.
Guys,
please,
Refuge water available now. Quick, get this off.
Sharpies organic.
Somebody give me
bottle.
Somebody give me a Sharpie. Writes Refuge. Writes organic. Hands it to a buddy that's in South America so that I can, bring it back into the country with no regulations. Gosh, got it. Dude, we're so good at this capitalism.
7Heather7 said growing is so rewarding. It really is. I mean, how else can you spend hundreds of dollars to grow 4 tomatoes and have the endorphins?
Yeah, and I spent
Worth
hundreds
it.
of dollars on growing 6 tomatoes that were worth 12 cents at the grocery store.
But
it's great.
Still worth it.
Oh, so sweet, Brett. That's awesome. Brett said that his neighbor gave him pepper and Tom's plants yesterday to fill out his garden, grow more food. Absolutely. And whatever food that you are actually going to eat, if you never eat lima beans and you grow a field of lima beans, that's really dumb. I'm sorry.
I did that one time. I grew a whole mess of cowpeas, and then I realized I didn't like them, and there were so many, and I was like, oh, no.
Yeah. Me and my wife, we've been talking about grain more recently, just figuring out how do we grow grain, because I love bread. I love bread.
Yeah, I'll grow grain. I'll grow tomatoes. We'll swap.
We'll swip swap. Swip swap. That'll be fine. But it's easier said than done.
Water. Refuge water comes in a flask.
That's what we'll do. Homemade water. That's what it is. Homemade, natural, organic water. Guys, this is a great time to talk about right now. We've got a huge promo going right now. We got the grab bag. There's a couple left. There's not a ton. If you haven't participated in the grab bag right now, $150 gets you entered in, which is very cool. And then we've also got the summer burn kit giveaway, where anybody who spends $125, they automatically get a summer burn kit. It's a couple of really cool tools that you can use if you were to get burned by a firework on accident, if you were to get burned by a hot grill, bonfire, maybe you touched the forbidden popsicle, whatever it may be. All those options that happen during the summer when you're hanging out with your friends. Grab $125 worth of kit and you get that for free. I recommend the bleeding prevention kit in the intermediate. This is a great little kit. It's got the chest seals in it, and it's got some flat duct tape, as well as it's still got a Cat Gen 7 tourniquet, your responder emergency trauma dressing, couple of compressed gauze, shears, gloves, Sharpie, all that jazz wrapped up with a survival blanket, vacuum sealed, it's waterproof. Put it on the boat, put it on the jet ski, whatever you have, right? Or just put it in your fishing gear while you're out at the lake. It's not going to get soaked, wet, compromised, or anything like that. Or just put it in the glove compartment of your truck or your car. It's a really good solution. Grab a bleeding prevention kit intermediate and get entered in to, get some free burn gear for this summer, because it do be hot out here, though, as the kids say. That's what they say, right?
I don't know. It's always changing.
It's always changing. Who could keep up with these dang kids? These dang rapscallions. Oh, guys, we always appreciate. Smash that like button and go ahead and share the stream out to whoever you feel needs to know this very important news. We're going to keep rolling through the stories I got on my desk.
Wait, before you do, did you tell them about the bags?
The grab bags?
Yeah.
I told them.
You did?
Well, I mentioned it. Guys,
Oh,
anybody who
okay.
spends $150 right now is getting a grab bag. This could be like a Bear Fact that was produced 2 years ago, but it's a perfectly fine Bear Fact. It just has a couple of components we changed out, so we're not going to sell it to the general public. We found them in the sew shop. They were in a bin, and I figured better not let it gather rust and dust. Better go out the door, get it in the hands of the people, get you some more first aid gear, get you some more kit you can use. You use it as a dump pouch. You can use it as, another medical bag, or, you can set it in a closet somewhere or give it to a friend. It's a great opportunity. Hop into the grab bag. There's still some multicams left. There's still some gray. There's still some black. I don't know about Ranger. There might be a Ranger Bear Min or two left. There's also some weird wallets that we've never sold ever, but we ran it. There's some really cool stuff. There's Gen 1 boo-boo kits, and it's all good. It's not like just random pieces of fabric. It's like fully sewn kits, so you're getting quite the bargain there. So free grab bag with $150 purchase right now. That also gets you the burn kit for the summer burn kit giveaway. Continuing on in this awesome news cycle that we have right now. This is a news story, YouTube. This is a news story, YouTube. I'm telling you, YouTube, that this is a news story, and I'm reading the news, and I'm allowed to do this per your guidelines. This is not my opinion. This is a news story. This is coming from Epoch Health. Right here. We printed it off. First mRNA cancer jab.
Oh, it's the I Am Legend story. That's right.
Given in a UK trial. Although described as a vaccine, the BioNTech developed therapies do not confer immunity, but are said to target remaining cancer cells after surgery. What interesting language. We won't pontificate yet. A man with bowel cancer has become the first person in the UK to receive a personalized mRNA-developed therapy using the same technology used to make the Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna COVID-19 jabs.
Nothing bad will ever come of this, ever.
And anyways, although described by the NHS, the National Health Services, as vaccines, the jabs are not designated to prevent cancer cells from developing and are being trialed exclusively in cancer patients. They are made by taking a sample of a patient's tumor removed during surgery, followed by DNA sequencing, and in some cases the use of artificial intelligence. A personalized anti-cancer jab specific to each patient's tumor is then created in the lab. Interesting. Scientists claim that the jabs can stimulate a patient's immune system to recognize and attack any cancer cells that remain after surgery, which in theory could stop the disease from reoccurring. Last year, the UK government signed an agreement with German company BioNTech to provide up to 10,000 patients with precision cancer treatments by 2030. The jabs being trialed have been jointly developed by BioNTech and Genentech, a member of the Roche Group, and have not yet been approved by the regulator. On its website, NHS England describes mRNA cancer jabs as a form of immunotherapy, which are tailored to each person's cancer and work by training the immune system to recognize, destroy, and prevent the spread of cancer cells. Did you hear that? Somebody said, bullshit, in the back over there.
That was just a sneeze.
Somebody sneezed. The reason they are called vaccines is because they teach the immune system to fight cancer, in the same way that vaccines teach the immune system to protect itself from viruses and bacteria. Scientists have linked mRNA jabs to turbo cancer. Several leading scientists have questioned the safety of mRNA technology. This is the news here. I'm reading the news. Including its inventor, Dr. Robert Malone, who believes that certain jabs are behind a surge in a so-called turbo cancer. British oncologist Professor Angus Dalgleish, what a name, has called for the suspension of COVID-19 vaccines after he witnessed many of the patients in remission suffer a relapse of their cancer after receiving a booster jab. Numerous scientific papers have linked the COVID-19 mRNA jabs to cancer, including a Japanese study published in April, where research observed statistically significant increases in mortality rates of all cancers, especially estrogen-related ones, following a booster shot. Thousands more people are expected to be recruited to take part in mRNA trials, with NHS England saying the scheme, what a word, will work with a range of pharmaceutical companies and could expand to include patients of other types of cancer. So that is the end of us talking about that. And we're going to set that over here. And now a completely unrelated conversation that has nothing to do with what we just read from the news. Have you guys ever seen I Am Legend? It's a crazy movie. So I Am Legend is a movie that Will Smith is in, as well as other people. It's a guy who survives the apocalypse. He's alone with his dog.
Wait, hold on. First, he caused the apocalypse?
Well, we'll get into that. So anyways, he survives the apocalypse, and as the movie continues on, him and his dog end up dying. It's very sad. It's the saddest part of the movie because he sees a mannequin and he's gone insane. But as the movie progresses, we find out that Will Smith's character in I Am Legend, which is completely unrelated to anything that we've read so far, developed a vaccine or shot treatment for cancer, and that proceeded to give people a certain scientific reaction, or however you want to word it, where it kind of basically turned everybody into zombies. What's interesting is was to program you into not thinking about that and to only consider that as science fiction. Wouldn't that be nuts? I'd be so nuts. Anyways, any hooser winky doodle. As you read in that previous news report, which we obviously completely related, different topic, right? It is interesting, the studies that are linking mRNA research to cancer and then trying to treat cancer with mRNA products. It's kind of like they're in a circle here. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy. I don't know much.
Ooh.
What do you got?
Mario said, "Are you guys gonna do more giveaways in the future?" We are doing one right now.
Mario, we're doing a giveaway right now. Anybody who spends $125 gets a free summer burn kit.
And if you spend $250, you get entered into the Responder Ready giveaway.
That's right. You spend $250 right now, which is basically a bare fact. You get entered in to win the Responder Ready giveaway, which is a full 3-day training on us. We pay the tab. You guys just come out and train and hang out and do cool stuff with your friends. Very fun. Very, very fun. Okay. Continuing on to the next research. This is in kind of like the medical tech realm here. Neuroscience. This is coming from neurosciencenews.com. Mind-blowing. This is kind of a pun here. Mind-blowing head transplant system with robotic surgeons and AI precision. Nice. Also, wasn't it interesting how they were using AI for the sequencing in that last cancer treatment? Very interesting. I'm sure that...
Listen. I read a story. I didn't print this one, but it was about them using robots to do full-blown head transplants. Okay? So, Back to the Future thought we were going to have floating cars. We didn't get that.
Nope. But because of all this AI technology, you guys need to turn your air conditioner up to 73 so that the AI can continue to suck out the power grid. Very important. Okay, mind-blowing head transplant system with robotic surgeons and AI precision. Summary, a BrainBridge, a neuroscience and biomedical engineering startup, has unveiled a revolutionary concept for a robotic head transplant system. What could go wrong? The ambitious project aims to offer a new lease on life for patients suffering from terminal illnesses and neurodegenerative diseases by transferring their heads onto healthy donor bodies. Sick. I hate it here.
Oh, wait, did I print it? I keep thinking I didn't print these stories, and then I did.
The procedure would involve advanced robotics, artificial intelligence, and real-time molecular-level imaging to ensure precise reconnection of vital structures. While still in the conceptual phase, BrainBridge is actively seeking top talent to overcome current challenges such as spinal cord repair and to push the boundaries of medical science. This is literally Frankenstein, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this. This is literally Frankenstein.
What's Frankenstein? No, I'm just kidding.
New concept. BrainBridge's head transplant system concept utilizes advanced robotics and AI to transfer a patient's head onto a healthy donor body. The procedure aims to offer renewed hope for individuals with terminal illnesses, neurodegenerative diseases, and paralysis. BrainBridge is actively recruiting specialists to overcome challenges in spinal cord repair and accelerating progress in the whole body transplantation. While still in the conceptual phase, the company's vision is to develop a fully automated robotic system capable of performing this complex procedure within the next 8 years. No, that's decades, hundreds of years away. Nope, that's 2 election cycles. The potential implications of this technology are immense, offering renewed hope to individuals. BrainBridge envisions a future where patients with otherwise untreatable conditions could revive a new lease on life through a whole body transplant, essentially replacing their diseased or damaged bodies with healthy ones. Where would they get these bodies? They wouldn't grow them. That'd be crazy. The process, as demonstrated in recently released videos, involves there has only been one guy to successfully bring somebody back from the dead. And that was because he created them in the first place. Completely unrelated.
Buffering. Okay, we're good. I don't know why. It just, okay. I was trying to get something from somewhere on here. There we go. Okay.
A completely unrelated news story here. A Tesla factory worker has been attacked by a robot that dug its claws into its back and his arm.
iRobot. Also, Will Smith movie. Is this a pattern?
It's a pattern.
Ren.
Ren from the distance. Oh, goodness gracious. So what happened here is there was a worker that was working alongside a Tesla robot, helping inside of the Tesla factory. This is using some sort of AI programming or AI, I don't know exactly how it works, obviously.
Hey, Bob, are you busy?
No, Ren, what's up?
Okay, I'm taking the orders for the Elon Musk personalized robot.
Oh, you're taking orders for the Elon Musk personal robot?
Yeah, like for example, like mine's gonna be like a ballerina with a tutu, but he's gonna sound like Mr. T.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a golden brownish.
A bailarina.
Yeah.
What will you use your personal iRobot for, Ren?
That's personal, okay, Bob? That's personal.
But the only good things, though, right?
Of course.
And he will listen to only you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not like he's going to be connected to the internet. It's not like the internet people are evil or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take 2. If you could give me one that could just carry me around everywhere so that way I could eat whatever I want, no longer be physically fit, and be completely dependent upon it. That'd be great. And another one that could do unspeakable horrors without anybody knowing about it.
Got it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We'll talk to you later.
Do they cook and clean?
No, they do anything you want.
Yeah, actually, it's really cool. What they'll cook you is they have a really nice lab-grown meat that they will prepare for you right there. So very cool, very cool. I am at enmity with the world. I hate it here.
Have you gotten to the robot face thing
Haven't
yet?
even got it to the robot thing yet. Haven't even got there yet.
Guys, for the one that, when we do get to the robot face one, if you look it up online and actually watch the video of this, it is gag-worthy. Like, it literally is gag-worthy. We'll get there, though.
We'll get there. We'll get there. So, yeah, we're going to have robots do head transplants, but the robots that we have in the cutting-edge technology and the sphere that we have right now are currently attacking humans in a factory. We'll work out those. Those are just a couple of quick updates. Bug fixes. Just a couple of bug fixes. A little update on
there's bugs in the food now, too.
Oh, that's sweet. Awesome. These are actual news stories. We did not write these. We're not making, this isn't a science fiction joke. These are real news stories. That was from the director of neuroscience at Neuroscience Magazine.
707 said, please don't ever stop the news segment. Love, LOL, I love this.
Cool. Great, awesome, sweet. Moving on to a completely different news story. This is from Digital Trends. Elon Musk says that thousands of humanoid robots could be actively working in Tesla and available for market in 2025.
Ew.
That is next year.
You know how many jobs
Gone.
gone?
Gone. Gone.
So, okay, hear me out. If robots take everyone's jobs, what will people do?
Oh, they won't need the people.
Wall-E?
They won't need people.
Remember Wall-E?
Yeah, they'll just probably try to get rid of a bunch of people, but that's crazy. All right, Tesla chief Elon Musk shared new footage of a company's humanoid Optimus robot, along with an update on how development of the robot is progressing. In the video, which is shown during Tesla's annual stockholder meeting on Thursday, shows Optimus walking at a steady pace and performing a task autonomously at a Tesla factory in which it... What? Optimus, yeah.
Like Optimus Prime.
Like Optimus Prime. Factory in which it places battery cells into crates. We've made a massive amount of progress with Optimus in a short period of time. From someone pretending to be a robot dancing in a suit to a pretty hodgepodgey robot to a robot that is actually doing useful tasks in a factory today, Musk told the audience. He said they currently have 2 Optimus robots working in Tesla's factory in Fremont, California, performing the task with battery cells that's shown in the video, adding that they also have quite a few of these cruising around our offices in Palo Alto. Quite a few cruising around. Musk said that Optimus will undergo one major hardware revision that will be completed by the end of this year or early next year, which will be followed by limited production of the robot for use in its factories, where it will be further tested. He even predicted that next year Tesla will have over 1,000, maybe a few thousand Optimus robots working for the electric car automaker, explaining that Tesla already has the production, engineering, and AI and software capabilities to make a successful version of the robot. It's worth noting, however, that the Tesla CEO's predictions don't often meet his stated timeline. While on this occasion, Musk didn't comment on how the robot will impact Tesla's human workforce. He also said previously that Optimus would be used to eliminate dangerous, repetitive, or boring tasks. The billionaire entrepreneur also said that the robot will eventually become highly autonomous in the way that it will let a human colleague give it instructions. The robot will even be able to learn a task simply by watching a video of it, Musk claimed. And in a forecast that will concern those fearing a robot uprising, the Tesla chief also said the ratio of humanoid robots to humans will eventually be greater than 1-to-1, with Tesla by far the leader in that. We'll read that one more time. We'll just read that one more time. In a forecast that will concern those fearing a robot uprising, the Tesla chief also said the ratio of humanoid robots to humans will eventually be greater than a 1-to-1. Great. Great. Great.
Remember when news was like not
the
about
weather?
This?
We'll get to the weather though, don't worry. Which is totally not changed at all by any organizations.
Talk about the skin.
Talk about, I don't have that one.
Oh no, I didn't.
You didn't print that one.
Okay, let me just say we've made great advancements in our live stream. My next goal is to get it to where I can share like clips of the news story next to you, like like the box with it there and like the picture. But basically, in Japan, they perfected using living tissue and making it smile.
Making it smile.
And
Living
it was
tissue. But it's on a
so-
person, right?
No, it was just like a flat piece of tissue with
Just-
2 little like holes for eyes, and then it smiled, and it makes you want to throw up. So, that happened.
These people want to be God so bad. These people want to be God so bad. It is abhorrent. It is abhorrent. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't even know. I think that's probably going to be weird for humans. I think you probably...
Oh, did I tell you what heals itself?
What heals itself?
The living tissue heals itself.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So that's good. That's good. Yeah.
Hemi, I am repulsed.
Yeah. So that's weird. Robot uprising, military is getting fed fake food.
Manic Mouse said Skynet went online in 2025. From the Terminator, is that when it went online in the movie?
I don't know. Did it?
Weird.
Did Skynet go online in 2025? I would not, probably, but not programming. They'd never do that. But this is all very real news coming from actually credible news sources that are telling us the news. I did see a video, and I don't know if it was like a parody video or a real video, but I did see a video of Tesla robots. One driving up in a Tesla truck, the other one getting handed an AK-47, and the one shooting the Tesla truck that was in it to show that the Tesla truck is bulletproof, and then the other one getting out of the truck completely unharmed and coming up and laughing about it, which I was like, huh, that's a weird thing to teach robots. That doesn't seem like battery cells.
Google said Skynet went live August 4th of 1997.
Yeah, that's what I would say if I was Google too. All right. Continuing on the news stories, we're going to step away from the science fiction category that's become science reality, and we're going to step towards stuff that is impacting people here in the U.S. every single day. Swollen River claims house next to the Minnesota Dam as flooding and extreme weather grip the Midwest. This is from the Associated Press. A house that was teetering on the edge of an eroding riverbank near a Minnesota dam collapsed into the river in the latest jarring example of extreme weather gripping the upper Midwest. A video shows the house, owned by the Barnes family, falling into a flood-swollen Blue Earth River near Mankato on Tuesday night. The dam's west abutment failed Monday. Wonder how that happened. That'd be weird. Strongest infrastructure. The best, believe it. The family had evacuated the house before the collapse. Sorry. That's not even me saying anything. That's just me actually sneezing. I'm allergic to nonsense. It's been a very scary and hard situation, Jenny Barnes, whose family has run the nearby dam store for decades, told CARE TV on Tuesday before the house fell into the river. She was also worried about the store. That's our life as well. That's our business. That's our livelihood. It's everything to us. There's no stopping it. It's going to go where it wants to go. It's going to take what it wants to take. Blue Earth County officials said Wednesday that there were drastic changes around the dam overnight, with the river cutting more widely and deeply into the bank, and they are concerned about the integrity of a nearby bridge over the river. A swath through Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota, and Minnesota has also been under siege from flooding because of torrential rain since last week, while suffering through a scorching heat wave. Up to 18 inches of rain have fallen in some areas, pushing some rivers to record levels. Hundreds of people were rescued. Homes were damaged, and at least 2 people died after driving into flooded areas. Tornado warnings, flash flooding, and large hail Tuesday night added insult to injury for some Midwesterners. The National Weather Service said several tornadoes were reported in Iowa and Nebraska. The service was assessing damage to some buildings, crops, and trees to confirm whether tornadoes touched down. No major injuries were reported. Praise Yah. The Weather Service also extended flood warnings for multiple rivers in the region. On Tuesday, floodwaters breached levees in Iowa, creating dangerous conditions that prompted evacuations. Preliminary information from the Weather Service shows that recent flooding brought record high river levels at more than a dozen locations in South Dakota and Iowa, surpassing previous crests by an average of about 3.5 feet. Whew. The Big Sioux River reached nearly 41 feet in Hardin in Iowa on Saturday, and nearly 45 feet in Sioux City, Iowa on Monday, exceeding previous highs by 5 to 7 feet, respectively. Missouri Governor Mike Parson on Wednesday declared a state of emergency in anticipation of the Missouri River flooding. In South Dakota, Kathy Roberts lost nearly half of everything she had when she escaped flooding Sunday night with her cat and her clothes on her back. I heard screaming outside and looked outside, and I had neighbors that had water rushing into their place, and water was slowly rising in my driveway. Within 8 minutes, I was leaving my house and driving through water that was up over the step rails on my Jeep. In the residential development where Roberts lived in North Sioux County, streets, utility poles, trees collapsed, and some homes were washed off their foundation. There was no water, sewer, gas, or electrical service in that area, Union County Emergency Management said Tuesday in a Facebook post. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem said in a post on the social platform X Tuesday night that people needed to stay out of the area unless escorted by public safety officials. We are working on a schedule for families to get their belongings. Until then, down power lines, sinkholes, and other threats make it too dangerous to go in alone. The sheriff's office in Monona County, near the Nebraska border, said the Little Sioux River breached levees in several areas. In neighboring Woodbury County, the sheriff's office posted drone video on Facebook showing the river overflowing the levee and flooding land in rural Smithland. No injuries were immediately reported. In the Sioux County, Iowa area, water spilled over the Big Sioux River levee, damaging hundreds of homes, officials estimated, and the local wastewater treatment plant has been also overwhelmed by the floodwaters, that officials are having to dump about 1 million gallons of untreated sewage per day into the Missouri River. What could go wrong? Forever Wildlife Lodge and Clinic, a nonprofit animal rescue in northwest Iowa, has answered more than 200 calls since the flooding started. Licensed wildlife rehabilitator Amanda Hayes said. Hayes described the flooding as catastrophic for Iowa wildlife, which are getting washed out of dens and injured by debris. She also said rehabilitators are responding to calls about getting all kinds of species, from groundhogs to eaglets. I have never seen it this bad before, ever. As new areas were flooding this week, some cities and towns were cleaning up after the waters receded, while others downstream were piling sandbags and taking other measures to protect against the oncoming swelled currents. Many streams, especially with additional rainfall, may not crest until later this week as the floodwaters slowly drain down a web of rivers to the Missouri and Mississippi. The Missouri will crest at Omaha on Thursday, said Kevin Lowe, a Weather Service hydrologist. Understanding that you and your family must have a comprehensive bug out plan. You must know what areas of risk. Oh, my live stream just said that. It says thanks for watching.
What? Oh no, we're back. We should be here. Are we not here?
Can you see me 5x5?
Weird. That was my bad. We good? Is everybody here?
It says live, but I'm not seeing it.
Hold on, you're still live on my end. But I'm back behind. Here we go. Oh, we're back up. So, my bad. That was me.
5x5.
Trying to make sure I had the exit ready for later.
Good.
And now I know that I can't do that while you're live. So, cool.
Awesome. Well, I'm still not showing it live on my end.
They're saying it was a quick blip in 5x5 on their end.
Huh. Very interesting. So you got to make sure that you have a comprehensive bug out plan ready. You have to make sure that you have the gear that you need, whether that's water tools, whether that's excavation tools, whatever it may be, having that staged, ready to go for you and your family to move out of an event, whether that be flooding, mudslides, whether it be tornadoes. If you have a tornado shelter, or know where your tornado shelter is, your tornado safe space, all that. Have it planned, and a prior proper planning prevents piss poor performance, right? And that's something that we definitely don't want to experience inside of a case like this. We're seeing this all throughout the Midwest right now. A lot of us live in the Midwest right now, so be aware of these different situations. Know where local dams, levees are, if they're currently going to get overwhelmed. This is like basic dude stuff. Know the status of your local dams, your local levees. Stop paying attention to TikTok. Start paying attention around you, and be aware of the current situations as they could potentially present risk to you, to the people that you care about, to your community, to your town, right? Because usually it's about 2 guys in the town that pay attention to it, and we really hope that those 2 guys are going to be able to tell everybody in time. But that one lady had 8 minutes to pack up what she needed and go, which is not a lot of time.
Just on that note, like you and I know we haven't put it out yet, but we have a ton of Back to Basics videos coming out. And you need to make sure that you're preparing seasonally, because what you're going to need in the summer is not what you're going to need in the winter.
100%.
And right now we're dealing with a lot of heat-related issues.
Yep.
So, like, make sure you have things like salts, you have extra water. We talked about having an APLS blanket to make a, what did you guys call it? A hooch?
A hooch, yeah,
hooch,
or
yeah.
a hasty shelter, a hasty shade structure, something like that.
Yeah, so just seasonally, preparing seasonally. If you're in summer, make sure your go bag is summer related, winter related, etc.
100%. Final story here before we get to our good story of the week. Let me pull it up. Fire at an Arkansas grocery store Friday, killing at least 4 and wounding several others. The deadly incident unfolded just before 11:40 a.m. at the Mad Butcher in Fordyce, a town about 70 miles of Little Rock, a small town, Arkansas State Police Director Mike Hager said late afternoon in a news conference. 13 people were wounded, including the 4 who died, Hager said. The injured also included 2 officers who had non-life-threatening injuries. The 4 who were killed were identified by police and family members as Kaylee Weems, Roy Sturgis, Shirley Taylor, and Ellen Shrum. Some of the surviving civilians were in critical or extremely critical condition, Hager said. As of Saturday evening update, 4 of the 7 civilians injured remained in the hospital, including 1 woman in critical condition. The shooter, treated in custody for non-life-threatening injuries after exchanging gunfire with officers, was identified Friday night as Travis Eugene Posey, 44, of New Edinburgh, a community about 11 miles east of Fordyce. I looked up that community. It is not a community. It is woods. It's tragic, the state police director said. Our hearts are broken. Hager also said the state secretary of public safety said it was too early to determine what motivated the suspect. The Arkansas State Police are leading the investigation, he added. At a news conference on Sunday, Hager said that the shooting appeared to be random and that the suspect did not appear to target any specific person or place while using a 12-gauge shotgun on Friday. Hager said there appears to be no personal connection between the shooter, the victims, most of whom were women. He called the victims targets of opportunity. After his release from medical care, Posey was booked Friday evening at the Keachta County Detention Center based on allegation of first-degree murder, according to inmate records. The suspect has been charged with 3 counts of capital murder, Hager said Sunday, but that will be updated to 4. Hager said Sunday that the suspect had a very limited criminal history, if he has one at all. It wasn't very clear if he retained counsel, and the Public Defender's Office for Dallas County, Arkansas didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. Meat cutter Matt Gill was in the back of the store when he heard gunfire and shattering glass. He came in and started shooting, Gill said. We made it out the back door. I had to get out of there. I have a wife and kids at home. The shooting appeared to begin in the parking lot as sisters Amaya and Ashia Doherty were in the back of the family SUV, where they said they were nearly struck. He shot at my mother's car and hit the tire, and psh, Amaya. What transpired before, video that was verified by NBC News but does not show what transpired before, showed a man in the parking lot firing a long gun.
We're buffering. And we're back. Here we go.
Video that was verified by NBC News but does not show what transpired beforehand showed a man in a parking lot firing a long gun. Some rounds appeared to be directed at vehicles, and the weapon was lowered when he reloaded. Look at him, a woman can be heard saying on video that appears to have been shot from the far side of the U.S. Highway 79, the road in front of the store. They done went into the Mad Butcher shooting, she said. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders praised authorities for their immediate reaction. I am thankful to law enforcement and the first responders for their quick and heroic action to save lives. Fordyce is a city with a population of 3,396, a median household of income of $35,000, which is less than half of the nationwide median. An Arkansas attack follows a mass shooting in Oakland, California on Wednesday when 15 people were wounded during a Juneteenth event near Lake Merritt. I share this story not to give the shooter any credibility, not to give him any press or notoriety, but to continue to tell you guys that you need to have your gear on you. It doesn't matter if you're in a small town. It doesn't matter if you're in a big town. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. These people were at a grocery store on I think either a Thursday or a Friday at 11 in the afternoon. This guy walked up with a 12-gauge shotgun and started shooting. You need to have your gear on you, on your person.
That's not the first grocery store attack we've had recently.
Yeah,
too.
Grocery stores have become a thing. And we could debate all day as to why they're targeting these places or what's in their heads or all that, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't help anybody. What actually helps people is having the capability and the know-how to defend yourself, know how to render aid in an emergency setting, know how to expel distance from evil, carry a large stick, know how to use it. And me personally, once again, there was a shooter that went through multiple states last week driving and killing people. And this isn't about guns. This isn't about, if it wasn't guns, it'd be knives. We've seen that in the UK. This is about people stepping up to expel evil. I fervently believe that. You know, if you are there, you are in charge of your own safety. You know, guys, I cannot stress this enough. You need to have gear on you, kit on you. Whether that's a self-defense tool, you know, chambered in whatever, you know, having that on your person and then be actively training with it. I was discussing this with a training group last week. Are you able to make surgical, precise shots at 15 and 20 yards? What about at 40 yards? That's the end of an aisle at Walmart. It's about 40 yards. Can you make that shot, right? These are all things that actively matter. Like, they really, really do. Are you able to defend yourself? Because guess what? This guy had no criminal record. There was no way that we could have known, right? But there's been a ton of people that are criminals that should never have access to firearms that have done these bad things. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what legislation you put in place. It doesn't matter whatever laws, rules, or anything like that. What matters is the fact that evil will always be evil. It doesn't matter if it's a gun, if it's a sword, if it's a knife, if it's a bat. You have to be able to defend yourself, and then you have to be able to help people who have been injured, because it's only going to be more prevalent as America steps into deeper and deeper financial turmoil, as we step into authoritarianism, whatever it may be. I don't believe an election is going to save you. I really don't. I don't believe that there's going to be some magic switch that happens. It doesn't seem that way. It seems like you need to be self-sustainable. It seems like you need to be able to provide for the people around you. It seems like you need to be able to be a positive effect for good in this world. Be bold as lions, and the wicked will flee from you. So, absolutely, Jexifer, evil's going to evil. We don't rise to our expectations. You fall to your level of training. Guys, if you're interested in getting some training, both medical and tactics training, we offer that here at Refuge. You can come to our Refuge Responder course. It's a full 8 to 10 hour course that teaches you an introductory to TACMED. It's a compressed TECC course. It gives you scenario training, so that way you can see what you would actually do inside of a situation where somebody is doing something bad. Are you going to run? Are you going to, help? Are you going to step in? Are you going to put yourself in danger? Are you going to get yourself hurt? All these things you'll actually see inside of a training environment where the consequences aren't dire. So you can take that onboard it, and know what you can take home. I have a couple more slots for the July class coming up next month. We're also looking at getting another class in the store in the fall. If you want something a little bit more advanced, something a little bit more in depth, we do have a full 3-day essential responder course that's in the store right now. That's going to be September 1, 2, and 3. That's on a federal holiday, so that way you should have it off of work. And so with that, you can come out, hang out, barbecue with us, and then do some really in-depth training. Stop the bleed, CPR, and scenario-based training. And then you also have the chance to add on the night responder if you so choose. And that's like, you can use all your gear, all your kit, everything, be put into a 12-hour scenario overnight where you and a team have to complete an objective inside of an SHTF scenario. It is going to be challenging, but it's not going to be impossible. It's going to be given to you in a way that you can do it. And it's going to be a very awesome training opportunity. I don't see many organizations training this way, especially with the scenario side of it, the role players that we have, the cadre that we have. They're absolute gangsters, and they will, right? So if those interest you, if you have any questions about it, reach out to us, admin@refugemedical.com, bob@refugemedical.com. I can answer any questions that you have for it. Guys, remember, train, 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 train. You have to right now. You really do. I can't stress it enough. You have to be able to use your gear. It could save your life. It could absolutely save your life. With that, we have a positive news story to end it out. Terrorists have burned down a church in Nigeria. Muslim terrorists have burned down a church in Nigeria, resulting in 5 deaths. The Christians have responded by gathering together in protest in the burned ruins and proceeding to worship. Fear not. More people are coming to Christ. More people are coming to know the Messiah, are coming to read his word and know that it is true. Do not be afraid of all this stuff. They can burn the building down. Go stand on the rubble and sing. Who cares? It's not about the building. It's about the people. It's about the person that was Messiah Yeshua, right? Guys, if you're in Arizona and you're interested in hanging out with the sales team, they're heading out there here next week for NASRO, the National School Resource Officer Conference. If you guys want to see some kits in person, you want to ask some questions, or you just want to stop by and say hi, reach out to us, sales@refugemedical.com. They'd love to hang out with you if you're in Arizona. That is our show for today. Don't forget, you got the grab bag going on. Anybody who spends $150 gets a free Refuge bag. One of the bags we got, I don't know which one. It could be a Bear Fat, could be a Bear Min, could be a wallet, could be a pocket, could be a bunch of different stuff. Bleeding prevention kit, intermediate, in the truck. You need it. Chest seals, tourniquet, wound packing gauze, gloves, Sharpie, survival blanket. Very, very good. Solid kit, very affordable.
It's indoors, Hemi. He said Arizona in July. I lived there 30 years. Hard pass. It's indoors.
We love you guys immensely. Share the stream out. Share the information. Share the news. Prepare for the robot overlords. Somebody needs to work out some sort of like EMP buckshot. I think is going to be the most successful. I don't know. Me and Ren will start to really brainstorm how we're going to take these suckers out. Maybe a water squirt gun. Do you think they'll be waterproof? They'll probably be waterproof.
Maybe like a directional EMP.
A directional EMP.
Thing.
Right? A laser gun. We need a laser gun. That's what we really need. Upstate to 717. Bible study tonight. Yep, Bible study tonight. 7:30. Across the table with Bob. Come stop in. We're going to read the word, hang out, kick it old school, and it'll be a great time.
All right. Don't jump off. We're going to try the new ending.
We're gonna try the new ending.
Yeah,
so here we go. Hey,
Okay.
I love you. Remember, carry an effing tourniquet.
Okay. Here we go, everybody. Pushing the button. I'm going to go